Silence of the trees, in the distance that we keep, I recognize the kindness that you left with, like your echoes to the leaves. Slips through my fingertips. I've not forgotten the last thing that I heard you say. Stressed out in the doorway leaving, I know you would not give it any meaning. You found peace in the silence of the trees. In the distance that we keep, I recognize the kindness that you left with.
dictionary and you'll see the definition of indigenous resilience. This is native women, my great-great-great-great-grandmother's vision. They tried to stamp it out, but the phoenix is risen.
Native women, indigenous women, keepers of the heartbeat, keepers of the rhythm. Native women, indigenous women, we've been right here from the beginning. Trust your medicine, you were chosen to wake up medicine in the earth. You're the return of your ancestors. Know your power and know your worth.
If you're in Cali with the wind, you always constant with monogamy. If you're a basket weaver, oh, you make that Pueblo pottery. Snohomish or Lenape or citizen Potawatomi. Illuminate the space with our indigenosity. Like cedar smoke, we rise tight like tobacco ties. Like stars in the sky, we are beings of light. With our kin by our side, we walk with love and pride. Changing the world one prayer at a time.
Native women, indigenous women, keepers of the heartbeat, keepers of the rhythm. Native women, indigenous women, we've been right here from the beginning. Trust your medicine, you were chosen to wake up medicine in the earth. You're the return of your ancestors. Know your power and know your made of earth and the stars above. Ancestral strength inside your blood, a reflection of all relations, connected to all creation.
So never feel afraid and never feel alone, cause there is lightning in your veins and there is thunder in your bones. The stars shine brighter, the darker the sky. The future is native women, you were made for these times. So two-spirit women, Afro-native women, undocumented women. Yes, all my native women stand firm for the land, stand firm for the children, stand firm for the visions of the world that you're bringing. Yeah.
Native women, indigenous women. Native women, indigenous women.
Damn, baby, come on, that cool. In the crowd, all the signs are natural. Let it out, feel around for the next move. Over everything that will pass through. Damn, baby, come on, that cool. In the crowd, all the signs are natural. Let it out, feel around for the next move. Over everything that will pass through. Pass through, pass through, pass through. That's true, that's true, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Had a party lately, I've been in a funk. In my head, trying to think about what I want. Another surge, you might wake up in the trunk. Pissed out, meditated like a monk. Got some peace, I ain't other than a week. Feel fade after that, I got a drink. In my words, everything that I had dreamed of. Why you do it, what you mean, nigga, because I have trouble, but I win, cause I feel love. We alive, do you hear me like a killers? 2 a.m. at the rave with the tweakers. Ain't a dad, someone give me golden teachers. Cold world, thought I woke up in a freezer. All alone on my own, I don't need her. Constellation on the road, in my diesel. Feel the power, my words through the speakers. Damn, baby, come on, that cool. I'm the cloud, all the signs are natural. Let it out, feel around for the next move. Over everything that will pass through. Damn, baby, come on, that cool. In the cloud, all the signs are natural. Let it out, feel around for the next move. Over everything that will pass through. Pass through, pass through, pass through. That's true, that's true, that's true.
I'm stuck in the middle. Had a chance with me, now you're back for more. You wanna take, but there's nothing left. Shoes by the door, like that. Drinking way, but you're left to dry, like that. Hair's thin and you're wondering why. Blue eyes in a pair of jeans, soft skin and a fever dream. Love like amphetamines, amphetamines, amphetamines. Tall, strong like evergreen. No one ever comes between. Love like amphetamines, amphetamines, amphetamines. Know when I come, I'ma set it off. And you know I'm going and it's going down. Better know I come, I'ma set it off. I'ma set it off. I'ma set it off. And you know I come, I'ma set it off. And you know I'm coming and it's going down. But you know I come and I set it off. 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 I can't take no for an answer. You won't let me
I was hoping it was going to rain. Just an excuse not to work. I love the rain. I love the rain. This song is Kells, K-E-L-S. She's she's a LA singer. Amphetamines is the name of this song. She's got a lot of really good songs. I actually want to see if I can catch a live show here in LA. I have like not had any like desire to go to any shows or anything. Like all this protesting and the court shit is just like, I normally would go to like at least 3 or 4 shows a year. I haven't been to any. Oh, I went one show this year with Taylor, and that was cool. I just like the court cases restrict your ability to have fun. I guess it's all a mindset, but it's such a heavy burden or weight that you carry that it's hard to just let loose, I guess you could say. Just get that breath. Like, I can't wait for that breath of air, just like it's over. You know, no court cases. I've literally had court cases over my head since April, May, June, July 2022. So we're about to go into 26. So I've literally had all sorts of different court cases overhanging my soul. I remember I had just finished my one court case. It was all over. I was at my friend's house in Pennsylvania, up in the hills, and I was like, oh, they went to where did they go? They went to the roller ring or something. I was like, I'm gonna stay here, man, just nap. Like, I just want like a no court nap where I don't have any court over me. I have no obligations, and I fell asleep, and then I woke up to my, just happy as hell. Woke up to a phone call. It was my lawyer in West Virginia. It was the lawyer or the clerk, the secretary of the lawyer, and they said that they were revoking my, that they were going to violate me for my probation because Crystal had come down to the Freedom Corner in D.C. and basically brought the restraining order paperwork from West Virginia. I was there at 9 or 10 in the morning at the Freedom Corner, I was there for 6 or 7 hours, and I was waiting for, I was there to protest, and she came with the restraining order paperwork, and she came down and said I was violating the restraining order after being there all day. And the DC police, Riley of the special ops for DC police, like one of the main police officers for DC. He said no one's going to jail today. We're not honoring anything from West Virginia. He's been here all day. He knew that I was there. I actually had talked to him earlier in the day. When he came by, he came to shoot the shit with me for a second. And Riley's put his hands on some of the activists, but I've maintained some weird relationship that I show him respect. And I feel like that relationship was what stopped the swattings, or I believe it to be so. And West Virginia ended up violating me and putting me in a probation violation proceeding. So I had to pay, or somebody paid, one of the viewers paid like $1,500 for the lawyer. They ended up paying the fines too. Someone paid the fines from the previous, because I had to pay fines. I had to pay the fines. Someone donated for that. And then someone donated for the lawyer, which was like $1,500. And then, so I had to drive all the way back to West Virginia for that court hearing. And Crystal didn't show up. So that was my second probation revocation hearing. Total bullshit. Total abuse of the court system, the process. And all because I was effective at protesting. That the restraining order process can be highly abusive when weaponized like that. It's basically weaponizing the restraining order situation. So it's been, oh man, it's just been so much with the court stuff, and that court stuff just like, look what the court stuff did to Nora, and she had one restraining order. Since 2022, I've done more than 15 restraining orders. 15. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 or 7 arrests since 2022. Since since July 2022. There's been 6 or 7 arrests where I've gone to jail, over 15 restraining orders. Oh, 7, because I was arrested for the violation of the restraining order. And like, if that was all that I was dealing with, then it's like one thing. But the human, like the peopling of, I can't begin to tell you how much stress. Like, I feel like trying to maintain friends throughout all this has been more mentally draining than anything else. And I'm a type of person that wants to make everybody happy. And I know I can't make everybody happy, but like, I always want to make people happy. And how many instances of people, of my friends having issues with other friends, that has been the most taxing on my psyche, is trying to navigate all sorts of friendships with all sorts of different people, with all sorts of different beliefs. And I navigate those situations and not just choose one side, because it'd be easier just to choose like a side, like it would be easier to just choose a side and then just be on that side, and then it's easier because everyone's got the same beliefs for the most part. But no, I chose to try to be the middle ground on so many different situations. And like, a lot of those situations have turned into losing both sets of friends for an assortment of different reasons. And then when you have a support group of people that hate you, you know, that adds to that pressure, because there's like this safety net for my haters to fall upon. And if they're no longer my friend, then they could be with all these other people who feel like they've been slighted by me or wronged by me. And if they talk bad about me, like if they have a YouTube channel, their channel's going to grow, in the sense that they're going to have more people in their life than they've ever had, you know, because there's such a large support team of anti-D.o.A. hate. No, so that just makes it like complicated. It's also what makes my channel unique. looks really good. The blue's like a perfect blue. It really is. It's really nice. Echo chamber is easy to listen to both sides. It's hard. Yeah, hold on, let me turn the camera on for a sec. Oh, this is so hot. Hot tamale. So hot. Want to touch your booty. Ugh. Yeah, it is very clean. I'm betting someone's trying to figure out where you start, calculate the turns by listening to them. Well, they've already figured out where I'm at. And so I flashed the curb. The curb had the address, and they tracked it down through Google Photos or something. So, and then they have a partial license plate of the car. So they have that as their profile pic, and they have shown the location of the house I'm painting of a grandma. So, good work. New streaming capabilities are impressive. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the computer and Starlink and all that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I also didn't realize how much time I've wasted on my old computer. Just waiting for it to load. So that alone, being able to stream videos while I'm being able to stream videos on my StreamYard is super. Just brings it all to the next level. I could pretty much run a podcast, and I'm thinking I want to maybe just do a show like maybe 3 times a week or something, 2 times a week. I got to figure out what I'd feel comfortable with. And then have little sections, like a little permaculture section, a little law section, a little like activist section, like where I highlight activism. I've been following a couple different journalists in Palestine, mainly the well, it's like what's the gain from like knowing where a grandmother lives? I'm painting their house. You don't need a permit to paint a house. But perfect information for a restraining order. There's just gonna be one day, man. Everyone's gonna not be expecting it. The cords, I probably could get rid of some of those cords. I mean, all the cords are in a fucking cord minder. They're I've organized them here and there. Uh, there's just so many cords that you need. All right, I'm here. I'm not ready to go in yet. Well, it's so amazing how it's how they're the ones like tracking where I'm at every moment, and I'm the one who's allegedly causing the issues. That's what's so like wild about all that. It's just wild. But I think eventually I'll get some. I feel like I'm going to get justice. I really do. I think I'm gonna. It's gonna happen. I was I was gonna have the restraining order and the lawsuit served this week, and it didn't happen. So my timetables are way off. I kind of thought that my lawsuit was good, and I basically scratched the whole lawsuit I had and wrote up another one on the pleaded paper. I learned the format. So learning that format was, I still don't have it completely down, but I feel like I have a good grasp on how I put that together. Uh, there's so much time that's spent. I'd probably say that a third of the time working on these papers is spent formatting the words to make sure that they fit right and the paragraphs are right. Last night I read the search warrant, or the motion to suppress evidence for the search warrant, and reading that like gave me new motivation. Yesterday I was feeling a little down, just overwhelmed at the task of trying to keep everybody friends, um, keep a support system. Um, I felt like it was all coming apart, and I don't think that that's the case, but it felt like it. Just some shifts, some disagreements that caused a little rife. Rife, is that the right word? I don't know. Rift? Rife. Rift. But that had enough, like my psyche is very very, it's so sensitive. It's never been this sensitive. I've always been sensitive, but like it's highly sensitive. Like I could be like really happy and good, and then there's just a couple sets of circumstances that happen, and it brings me down. The ankle monitor and the court cases looming are all this anchor that like tries to suck me, like pull me down into the ground. And yeah, it's just always there. It's always lingering. It's just ball and chain. That's just, I mean, it's literally an electronic ball and chain. And I have to be tethered to the wall or an outlet every night. It it has an effect on the psyche. What you did to write your emotional shit last night was genius. I don't know. And then someone yesterday, I was having this conversation, and they were talking about trauma. This person is around a bunch of different celebrities in Hollywood. And so there was two things I really took from the conversation with him. One of the things was that, you know, he's like, you know, the like famous people, they don't read the comments because the comments can be so overwhelming and hateful. And like, I agree with that to an extent. I'm not sure if anyone, like, I just never heard of any, like, I've never really heard of many pages where there's just like hatred, straight channels, groups of people just on hatred of this one person. Uh, um, and what else did he say? He said that trauma is just a word. I don't know if I believe in that or not. I mean, it is just a word. It's like a made-up reality. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah, the search warrant, you know, in the end, I'm an advocate for the Constitution. I think the Constitution is a strong document. Yeah, I think you're right with the Britney Spears, and that's why I like the BJ Investigates and how she kind of spearheaded the campaign to save Britney or to free Brit, and I have a lot of respect for that. You know, even yesterday, this guy was asking. He just had me questioning a bunch of things. You know, is it worth it? Is it worth it fighting Scientology and everything that they've done to you? Would you do it again? I wouldn't do it again. But I'm here doing it. And, you know, there's always that person that will say, you know, why even do it? What does it even matter? And, you know, he's like, you're going to go, you've been to jail and you could go to jail. Why would you risk that? And last night I was like, why wouldn't I risk that? Like, why would I, you know, what a position I'm in to be able to risk that? If I had a job and a house and all that, I wouldn't be able to risk that. I wouldn't be able to risk that liability if I had a family. I wouldn't have been able to do that, to make that ultimate sacrifice. And no matter what anyone has to say, one of the biggest things that I think that I've taken from what's happened, well, it's more the collusion of Scientology with LAPD, but my court case allowed me to get information collusion between LAPD and Scientology, mainly that when a 911 call is made around the Scientology building, that the Church of Scientology is notified. And that is scary, and it's even scarier when you think of the girl who escaped Scientology, the little 15-year-old, 14-year-old girl. Those security guards, because that girl ran, those security guards did not know where that girl was. They knew where that girl was, and now this is speculation, but if they were getting the same notice that was given on my call to service, like when that should happen at La Poubelle, Scientology was contacted and notified. So those security guards from Scientology tried to snatch those girls out of that apartment. And they wouldn't have been able to find her. Because once she turned into that apartment, there was a couple different doors, even the door upstairs. So basically that apartment went back. It was like a fourplex or a sixplex or an eightplex. That apartment went back, and then there was a staircase up, and then there was two doors. There's actually four doors. Two doors on the bottom, and then a staircase that went up, and two doors up there. So for the Scientology guards to know what door that girl was at, they weren't there following her. They knew where she was at because of the 911 call. Because Scientology was notified of 911. And yes, the guy's house that those girls ran to and tried to escape, or the one girl ran to, they did call 911. Because when they called 911, I believe the security guards came to that apartment because Scientology was notified of that 911 call. Right? And that's how the security found them, because security was not behind them. Security was not behind that girl. Because Kelly saw that girl pass by and run. Okay? The cops were there to fuck with me. Yes. They were Belnades or whatever, the dude with the porn stash. And so those security guards, once a 911 call came in, they would have been notified of the head location of where those girls were. And those security guards went to try to snatch them once they had the location, because they would have never been able to find that girl where that girl was, because when I came up to there, I had no clue where the girl was. So those security guards would have not had any clue where that girl was. So they got the 911 call. They went to the apartment, tried to get the girl, and the owner refused. Yeah, well, the one officer told the neighbors that the protesters wanted to kill cops. So it looks like their official platform triggered some kind of notice, if I understand correctly. It looks like their official platform triggers some kind of... No, it's not. It does. The captain of operations or communications, Captain... Does it start with a V? Volca? The captain of communications, which is dispatch. The 911 platform triggers a notification to an outside agency. Correct. That's exactly what it is and exactly what it did. And so my criminal case, it's programmed to do so and isn't a special side call made. Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what needs to be talked about at the police commission. And there is an automatic notification authorized by the captain. There's actually an operation name for it too. I forgot what the operation name is. It's operation. It's the homeless. It's the homeless. On Thanksgiving, there was a homeless operation out there. Operation something. Operation Clean Jubilee? No. Whatever that mission thing was of them feeding people on Skid Row was the same name of... There was like some type of tag within that notification. It's not Circle. Similar. Circle is the arm of LAPD. This is like some type of church thing that there was like three tents set up where they had like water and like supplies there. Probably harm reduction. There's probably meth pipes and needles and shit. Clean meth pipes and needles. That was in that automatic notification. So yeah, it's and that notification, so the crux of we will know eventually. Yeah, I'll remember it. I'll have to look at the paperwork. It's on the paperwork, but I recognized it when on Thanksgiving that was the same name of that organization that was working, and I just thought that was odd. Is it a connection? It doesn't necessarily mean it's a connection, but that tag that was in that notification, and it's on my community post. So if anyone's like looking and wants to see, it's on my community post, and where you could see the notifications. And yes, so there wasn't a special call. It was prompted by the 911 call. The very first reading on that put it out. Yes, and they used the protests because Jennifer and I think Jennifer and Kirsten Peterson contacted the fire department and Gomez, the one who confiscated my phones for the swattings, via email. So I think that's where a lot of that conspiracy is, right? You have Kirsten contacting the head of the fire department. Then that fire chief refers her to deal with the police, and CC'd in that email is Gomez, the one who took my phones for the swatting months later.
God. Why do I hate people who say my guy? Why do I have so much hatred for douchebags that say my guy? Like, why do I feel like why do I feel like you have a straight line across and like a little shaved thing right here? My guy? Why would I research career opportunities? I was laying in my bed last night and made $100 before I went to bed. It's the stupidest thing ever. Plus, I'm exposing one of the largest gangs and one of the largest cults in the world. So, like, what else? I mean, I'm at the epicenter of corruption and and uh, MK Ultra, mind control, Epstein Island, Ghislaine Maxwell, Leah Savon, Danny Masterson. I'm at the heartbeat of corruption and shit. I have my finger on something that investigative journalists would have wet dreams about. That information about the police being contacted, that's only one instant. There's hundreds and hundreds of calls to service. Each one of those calls to service, the dispatch transcript from those provide the information of the conspiracy. The mistake isn't that you came and protested Scientology. The mistake if was the trucker convoy where you met the pirates that created a big hate campaign against you. No, that wasn't a mistake. That was led me. All roads led me to Rome, man, to the epicenter of it. All roads. I needed to go through all of it, and so I know I've been on an emotional roller coaster, but I am convinced that, and this is how I have to sell it to myself, that what I'm involved with and what I'm going through is larger than life. It's more than clicks and views. There, clicks and views are it's the farthest thing from the truth. In fact, in fact, in my defamation suit against Aaron, I'm going to make that one of the counts that he defamed me by saying that it was only about clicks and views. Because I don't get monetized for clicks and views. Oh, they definitely created a lot of turmoil. But even like the cat thing, eating the cat, that was started by the pirates. Twice that has gotten me out of jail and has allowed me to win once for the bail revocation hearing and then once for the restraining order in Fort Wayne. The cat eating is so radical and so, let me use the keywords of a restraining order. An ordinary person would find that unreasonable. An ordinary person would find that unreasonable. Talking about eating a cat. I'm going back to this dude saying that I conversated just like ZDT. Nowhere even close. I call people out on their lies. Even this person yesterday said, so you're just a troll. Do you do trolling? Like, no, I don't do trolling. I just keep showing up. And if somebody lies, I keep on them about the lie. Right. So, all right, I gotta go work. Much love. I gotta paint this house. I gotta go hang out with the little doggies first. So I hope you guys have a wonderful and productive day, and go do something good, go do something epic, or don't do anything at all. Take a nap. Have a good one. Peace.